Like yesterday, we have completed up to one median fissure. Median longitudinal fissure cut the cerebrum into two halves. Median longitudinal fissure, dividing cerebral hemispheres into two halves. Of course, externally they are separated, but internally connected by tract. Tract means you know very well. Here these are paracels, another paracel. Independently they open into diacel. We have done that. So internally both the cerebral hemispheres connected by a tract, nerve tract. And one more important point I'm going to give you. So this is median longitudinal fissure dividing two cerebral hemispheres inside, but both the hemispheres connected by nerve tract, called as corpus. I told you corpus means body. Callosum.
It's white in color, right?
Very important. Because of this part only, we have right and left coordination. And it is well developed in placental mammals, eutherian mammals. Very important direct question. You can expect it for final exam, NEET exam. Because it is a very important part in the brain. It is connecting two cerebral halves, so that bringing right and left coordination, good coordination in eutherian mammals, means placental mammals. Repeat. Okay, good. Now, if you turn your brain bottom side, ila, two hemispheres are there, like this. Now turn like this, bottom side. So these are two cerebral hemispheres. Bottom you could see olfactory lobes. These two are olfactory bulbs, which are related to smell. And this is olfactory tract. And where they are attached, here at the bottom one more lobe is present. That lobe is called hippocampal lobe. Important. It is not given in NCERT, but important it is. Hippocampal lobe. Hippocampal. Why it is named as hippocampal? Because it looks like hippocampus in the cross section. ఇక్కడ ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే seahorse style లో transverse section లో it looks like a seahorse. So it is named as hippocampal lobe. Okay, now hippocampal lobes. ఎక్కడ ఉంది? Bottom ఉంది. To which these olfactory bulbs with their olfactory tracts attached to that hippocampal lobe. So with red color I am giving, yes, here they are attached to the hippocampal lobe. What these are? Olfactory tracts. Olfactory tracts. So here also I am giving with red color. Ido, ila. So these are bulbs and these are tracts. Where they are attached to the hippocampal lobe. Bottom side we are discussing. Bottom side of the brain. So bottom side of the brain. Two cerebral hemispheres are cut by, cerebrum is cut into two right and left cerebral hemispheres by median sagittal fissure. But inside it is connected by a nerve tract. You know, tract means, axon fibers bundle. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Corpus callosum, well developed in eutherian mammals, which brings right and left coordination. And now at the bottom you could see two more lobes, hippocampal lobes. Very important, not mentioned in the NCERT textbook, but note down what is the importance of this hippocampal lobes. They are related to memory. Write down separately, all of you. Very, very important point. Yes, hippocampal lobes are main important function is memory. Adi kuda ela memory? Short term memory. Like suppose now you are listening to my lesson, you are listening to the concepts. So in your brain it is recording. Adi short term memory. Where it is recording? In the hippocampal lobes. And slowly, when you sit and practice, then it becomes long term memory, never erased. But if you don't practice, it's a fact. It will be erased after some time because you know very well, like how in the phone or in your gadgets, when the memory part is fully utilized, then what you have to do? The old ones, which are not useful ones, are removed. Am I correct or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So in the same way, hippocampal lobes are meant for short-term memory and long-term memory. So whatever you are listening, learning today, they are recorded in the hippocampal lobes as short-term memory. Very, very, very important. Note down. Then when you practice, then it becomes long-term memory. Only one point, which is not given in your NCRT book, but you should know what are hippocampal lobes. On the ventral side of the brain, two lobes are present called hippocampal lobes. In the cross section, they appear like seahorse, so they are named as hippocampal lobes. Cross section, they look like seahorse, so they are named as hippocampal lobes. Written?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And they are mainly the regions for memory. Very, very, very important point. These regions are for memory, short term as well as long term memory. Next point, olfactory bulbs. What is their use? Smell. Through their tracks attached to the hippocampal lobes. Important. Another important point. Once it was Ames exam question. So note down olfactory bulbs through their tracks attached to the hippocampal lobes. Olfactory bulbs through their tracks attached to the hippocampal lobes. Written? Full stop. Next important point. So your olfactory sense is related to, connected to memory. Olfactory sense is connected to memory. Full stop. So you know very well sometimes when you come across with some smell, maybe if it is connected to your past, immediately you remember your that past incident which is related to that smell. Am I correct? Anything like your school, any school related smell, like mama must be giving banana in the curd rice, that smell, chapati, anything connected like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you can remember why I'm asking you to remember that, revise that in your brain. Important question, it was asked in Ames exam. Even regularly further in your exams, you'll get this question. As olfactory bulbs related to smell, sense of smell, bulbs through their tracks attached to the hippocampal lobe. So sense of smell is related to your memory. Full stop. Close. Related to your memory. Close it, close it. Okay? Enana, completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, temporarily I'm removing this. We'll discuss it later on. Once again, we'll come back. Why I want to connect it to our bone lesson, respiratory system lesson also. See, it's not a weekend exam, weekend schedule. Finally, in the examination, we should have overall concept, comprehensive style of understanding. Because your body is not a separate individual isolated systems. Am I correct or not? All are connected together. So how it is respiration bone related? Let us see. I'm connecting to the respiration lesson. Yes, nose, nostrils, upper lip, lower lip, chin here. And this is cranium, cranium. Here it is occipital bone, occipital foramen. And what is the bone here? To remember what is this bone? I told
Temporal
temporal.
lobes.
Ikkada sphenoid mundu.
Ethmoid bone.
Ethmoid.
Ethmoid bone. Ethmoid bone consists fine holes. On that
Yes.
day I told you already when I shown you that video.
Yes, ma'am.
Now when you come to the respiration part, of course here I'm drawing brain. Yes, this is cerebral hemisphere. What are here? Olfactory tracts with olfactory bulbs connected to this hippocampal lobes at the bottom. Okay, good. Now, next. If I draw that olfactory epithelium above the superior concave, again in the sense organs, I'm going to explain it in detail. Sense organs. Yes, it is sensory epithelium present above the superior concave. Sensory epithelium and present above where? You know very well, inferior concave, median concave, superior concave. Remember?
Yes.
So this is olfactory epithelium. We are going to study in the sense organs in detail. So here, just I'm giving that layer. It is olfactory epithelium, nothing but it is sensory epithelium. What sense it is? Smell. Present above the superior concave. Good, it is present above the superior concave. Written? Now,
Yes.
what's the point here? And this bone, what I have drawn as a holes, this bone is, now connect to the skeletal system, this bone is
Ethmoid.
ethmoid bone.
Ethmoid bone.
Good, now, next point was the main point. I'm taking same green color. From this sensory epithelium, first sensory now, first cranial now, first pair. Because from your right side nose, one nerve, from your left side nose, another nerve. So, sensory nerve arises from this sensory epithelium, that is olfactory nerve. What is this now? Completely sensory nerve. Arise from here and it run through this ethmoid bone and enter into this olfactory bulb. ఇదిగోండి ఇలా. So these axons, their fibers, these are axon terminals. So what I have drawn these lines here, they are axons.
Axon.
Now fibers of
Track.
olfactory
Those all together a track.
axon terminals ending in the olfactory bulb. So what are that axons? Nothing but olfactory nerve. And it is purely sensory nerve related to olfaction, means smell. So it is the first cranial nerve. First cranial nerve. Important. First cranial nerve pair. Olfactory nerve. Arise from the olfactory epithelium. Connect to your respiratory system lesson. It's a sensory epithelium present above the superior concave. Now connect to your skeletal system lesson. And that nerve arising from this epithelium, connected, innervated to this epithelium, that fibers run through this ethmoid bone and end in the olfactory bulb. And just now I told olfactory bulbs through their olfactory tracts attached to the hippocampal lobe. So sense of smell is connected to your what?
Ma'am, memory, ma'am.
Memory, yes. Hippocampal lobe are related to memory. Very, very, very
Ma'am?
important points.
Ma'am, now hippocampal lobes, they are short-term memory, right, ma'am?
Both. Now you are recording in the short term. If you practice, then it becomes long term.
Ma'am, but a few, like a particular smell, ma'am, if we like get that smell once also, we remember it for
Long
a
term,
long time.
connected to the long term. No problem.
Ma'am, but we don't practice that, means like we don't get that smell like every day also. If we get it once also, we remember it.
So once you complete this point, now continue with the next one. What are the other fissure and sulci? Here we have done this median longitudinal fissure, but connected inside by corpus callosum nerve tract, which brings the right and left coordination. Got it? Now continue. Next lobes. I'm not drawing the remaining lobes and all. Main fissures I have drawn. So here I'll show you that. Yesterday I have given you that, what you can say, mm, what I have given, ventricles of the brain. Now we are going to understand different regions of the brain, ventricles, voltage gated channels. Yes, different regions of the cerebrum, that is cerebral hemispheres. Again, this also I'll post it in your WhatsApp group. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it shared?
Yes, ma'am.
So now note down this. Anyhow, I'm going to post it, no need of drawing. Here you could see a fold here. So this is temporal lobe. Same, exactly what you have studied for the bone. You know very well, temporal bone, frontal bone, two parietals, occipital, same names are given here also.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Chapama.
Is the auditory cortex also connected to the hippocampal lobes, ma'am?
Yes. So otherwise, how can you remember? All they are connected, but particularly olfactory tract directly to the hippocampal lobe.
Hmm.
All see, Nana, one and other, your sight. Once you have seen something, you will remember that. Am I correct or not? Like suppose you are seeing this brain structure here, and yesterday I have given ventricles. If I put that diagram, you will say pocket. Okay, will say these are ventricles of the brain, ma'am. When your sight is not connected to hippocampal lobe, how can you remember that? Kada?
But
In the
they
same way,
also
whatever
carry
you
the
are,
cerebrum as uh,
Amma,
the main place of memory.
if you are interested,
Okay,
you
fine. Hippocampus is okay. Yeah. Okay.
hippocampal, particularly for memory. All things are related to memory or not? Tell me. Everything,
Yes, ma'am.
everything. Whatever you see, whatever you listen, whatever you taste, touch, even the touch also, you feel and you can remember what it is. Am I correct or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, so, but why particularly smell point is asked in AIMS exam? The tracks are directly connected to hippocampal lobes. So very long memory related also. You feel what smell it is. Kaadu, kaadu. What actually I should say, whenever you come across with the smell after so many years, like suppose at childhood, let me say, you'll understand what I want to say. Everything is connected to memory, Nana. Otherwise, you can't remember. You are studying, you are learning physics, numericals, formulas, chemistry formulas, all that things related to botany, zoology, everything you are remember. And in future in medicine, you are going to apply that. Without memory, how can you apply? Isn't it? Everything related to this memory only. Kani, why this particularly asks, like suppose childhood and five years or say suppose some 7 years age, you have been to your grandma's village. There you come across some with jaggery related sweet, and after a long time again when you come across with the same smell, some sweet made up of jaggery, yeah, when you come across with that smell, immediately you remember your childhood memory, childhood incidents related to it. Am I correct or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe related to your grandmother's place, or somewhere you have been to America or Africa or anything else, where else. There you come across with some smell, a particular thing. Now, after 10 years, again, you come across with the same thing. Not only remembering what it is, immediately remember that incident also. That is the one what we have to ask here. Immediately your trip to your Africa or your trip to your America, you remember, you rewind your in your brain. Adi memory. Now you understood or not? Amy?
Yes, ma'am. I got it, ma'am.
Yeah, good. Now continue. అరే యార్ బ్రెయిన్లోనే కూర్చున్నాం. We have to complete up to cranial nerves. Only 2 days left. You people are eating my brain. Just you note down, then automatically you'll understand, Nana. Okay, now let us see. What are the lobes here? You know very well here it's a temporal lobe. Same regions what we are given for the brain. Sorry, bones. Okay. So in the temporal lobe, this one is occipital lobe, and this one is parietal. Here again, I gave one sulcus. So this part, particularly this part is parietal lobe, and this part is frontal lobe. This part already I told. And bottom, what are these lobes here?
Hippocampal.
Hippocampal lobe, temporal lobe, written, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, here one sulcus which is dividing the parietal and occipital is parieto occipital sulcus. Parieto occipital sulcus. Completed. Of course, here you know very well cerebrum is present with the midbrain here in front of cerebrum pons, medulla and spinal cord. So here you know it is cerebrum. Kada. So this fissure is which is dividing your cerebral hemisphere with the cerebellum. Cerebrum is separated from cerebellum. Cerebrum separated from cerebellum by transverse fissure. Transverse fissure. Actually, ఇలా రావాలి. So these lobes here, occipital lobes, parietal lobes, frontal lobe, temporal lobe, bottom hippocampal lobe. So cerebrum and cerebellum separated by a fissure called transverse fissure. Important. Parietal occipital separated by parieto-occipital sulcus. Completed.
Yes, ma'am.
Now here, one sulcus here. This part is called central sulcus. Central sulcus. Central sulcus, which is dividing frontal lobe from parietal lobes. Central sulcus. Apenda. This one is lateral sulcus. Lateral sulcus, dividing the temporal lobes. Temporal for audition, hearing, as well as for smell. I will give it afterwards. First, you note down the lobes. So, temporal lobes, bilateral sulcus, frontal parietal separated by central sulcus, parietal occipital separated by parieto-occipital sulcus, the total cerebrum separated from cerebellum by transverse fissure. Transverse fissure. A deep cut is there. Transverse fissure. Apenda. Open in your material 263 page number fast. In your material 263 page number, you could see 3 diagrams given there.
Yes, ma'am.
So parietal lobe is in yellow color, occipital in green color, temporal in light blue color, and frontal is red color, and below cerebellum is in pink color. Isn't? I check the top diagram. What I want to say here, important, it is very important part. Behind the central sulcus, E part, take it in blue color, very important region it is. And in front of the central sulcus, one more lobe, gyrus, is there, and it is given in red color. Both sides. What is the importance of these regions, 2 regions? Very, very important. Note down. This is called precentral gyrus. Precentral gyrus. And this one is called post-central gyrus. Post-central gyrus. So in between 2 gyri, it is sulcus. Central sulcus dividing the frontal lobe from the parietal lobe. Drawn. Completed, Nana?
Yes, ma'am.
Now here, after going through these regions, we should have some important idea about the gray matter and the white matter. So you are going to write some important points in your notes, so note down. After diagram below. Now start some important points. I'm going to dictate, note down that. Cerebral cortex is the outer gray matter. It is outer gray matter. Why it is giving gray color? Tell me. Any idea? Emra.
Cytons.
Yeah, cell bodies which giving gray color due to, that gray color is due to Anandi. Outer
Nissus
cortex,
granules.
outer cerebral cortex is gray matter. Evanna Nana? Nana?
Nissus granules.
I couldn't understand. What, Nana?
Nissus granules.
Ah, yeah, Nessels granule. Yeah, good. Correct, you are. So that gray color is due to cell bodies cell bodies with nissl granules and giving gray color. Got it? So cerebral cortex, outer layer of the cerebrum is called cerebral cortex. So cerebral cortex outer gray matter, a cortex lo kuda outer region enti gray matter. Why it is gray in color? Because of cell bodies and nissl granules. Ainara. Important. Now continue here. Important point. Then I'll put that diagram. Yes, this cortex contain three areas. Separate point. Cortex contain three areas. Motor area, sensory area, motor area, sensory areas. You know very well, name indicating sensory areas means what? Receiving the sensation. Am I correct? Enana?
Yes, ma'am.
Sensory areas means the afferent nerve is adding the sensation of smell, sight, sound, taste, touch. So sensory areas related to sensory inputs. Write down. Sensory areas related to sensory inputs. Written?
Yes, ma'am.
And motor areas control voluntary muscular movements. Varshita? Varshita Sai. Varshita? Gangaraju?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, to say yes, madam, what you have done? You opened your mic, am I correct? Means
Yes, ma'am.
you used your hands, must be, and responded yes, ma'am. So to say yes, what you are moving your tongue under your lower jaw and your lips. So that is motor output, voluntary motor output. How? You according to my instruction, I asked Gangaraju, I called Gangaraju. So other total 87 children are there, maybe 87 people are here in this meeting. Why only that particular boy responded? Listening to the sound, analyzed sensory input, sound, and according to sound, only Gangaraju responded. How? Motor output. So, motor areas, voluntary muscular control. Aithe, how it is processed? He didn't say no, madam. He said yes, madam, because I call him. How it happened? Third important area is motor area, what you have written? Voluntary
Voluntary
muscle
muscular.
movement. Sensory area, what you have written? Sensory
Sensory.
inputs. Kada. Now write separate areas. Association areas. Association areas. They are neither sensory nor motor. Neither sensory nor motor. Not at all sensory, even not at all motor. Then what they are? They're neither sensory nor motor. Important, very important. Association areas, neither sensory nor motor. But these regions are responsible for very important. These regions are responsible for complex functions, complex functions like Intersensory association, what we see, what we listen, that coordination. According to the sound, according to the sight, most of the time we react. So, intersensory association, memory, reasoning, communication, and emotion. So, what we receive, according to we have to react. So, that processing is done in the association area. Now, you understood?
Ma'am, can you repeat the association area?
Intersensory, memory, reasoning, logical reasoning, communication, emotion. Full stop. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, whatever the input we receive, maybe sound, sight, or smell, or taste, or touch, accordingly we have to react. Kada? So, how it is possible? Accordingly, how we react. Otherwise, opposite person will call you mad. Are you mad? Why you are reacting like this? Why you are responding like this? What I'm asking and what you are telling? ఇది చేస్తాడు అవునా పిచ్చాయమి నీకు పాగలే క్యా అంటారా లేదా చెప్పండి మీరే కదా నాన్న సో ఎగ్జాక్ట్ వే ఆఫ్ రెస్పాన్స్ what to respond and how to respond, what muscles you have to move, everything is processed in the association areas. Understood now?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm giving a diagram, posting that diagram which helps you to understand that association area. Very, very, very important it is. So anyhow, I'll post it in your group, WhatsApp group. Yeah. Now check it. I told you, precentral gyrus is primary motor cortex. Postcentral gyrus is primary sensory cortex. Then it is dark pink. Now check the light pink, somatic. ఇది మోటార్ ఏరియా కదా మోటార్ అసోసియేషన్ ఏరియా అరే 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 వెయిట్ 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 వన్ సెకండ్ వెయిట్ yes now check this important it is you could see central gyrus central sulcus here
Yes, ma'am.
dark pink color area towards frontal lobe is motor and blue area towards occipital region is sensory area అయితే ఇవి ప్రైమరీ మోటార్ అండ్ ప్రైమరీ సెన్సరీ ఓకే గుడ్ అయితే ఇక్కడ చూడండి లైట్ పింక్ ఏరియా గివెన్ ఇయర్ ఇన్ బిసైడ్ దట్ ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే లైట్ బ్లూ కలర్ ఏరియా గివెన్ ఇయర్ what they are association areas means whatever sensory input you have taken you have to analyze it and then what muscles you have to move in response it is analyzed here in the association area. So the primary motor area motor association area primary sense area motor sensory association area. Understood the importance of association area?
Yes, ma'am.
ఇదిగోండి ఇది occipital కదా occipital is particularly for vision. Why vision? You check ఇక్కడ ఐబాల్ ఉంది కదా 2 eyeballs ఇది రెటీనా ఇక్కడ 2 eyeballs retina and optic nerve cross in front of the pituitary gland and this nerve track ends in the occipital region. యాక్చువల్గా ఇది ఇక్కడ వరకు వస్తుంది సో దిస్ nerve track it cross in front of the pituitary gland and these nerve tracks end here. Got it? So on the retina it is inverted image. You might have seen already because our lens is biconvex lens. If it is biconvex lens, what image is formed? Small and inverted image on the retina. Are you following?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Then here it becomes upright and real image in the occipital region. So occipital region is vision area. అయితే ఇక్కడ vision association area. What is the meaning of that? Suppose if I say, what is this? Tell me. What question you ask, ma'am? Which pen it is? Which color?
Red color.
Color, ma'am. Green.
Green.
Blue.
Blue.
Duster.
Which color?
Black.
Black color.
So what you are doing? You are understanding the object what you are seeing, and in the association area you are recognizing what object it is. Idemo image is formed, okay, good, but what it is you are understanding in the association area. Clear, huh?
Ma'am, clear.
So check this. ఇదిగోండి, ఇది అసోసియేషన్ ఏరియా, ఇది విజువల్ కార్టెక్స్, విజన్ ఏరియా. సెన్సరీ ఏరియా, సెన్సరీ అసోసియేషన్ ఏరియా. మోటార్ ఏరియా, మోటార్ అసోసియేషన్ ఏరియా. ఫ్రంటల్ లో పర్టికులర్లీ ఫర్ ఇంటెలిజెన్సీ, ఫర్ లెర్నింగ్, రీజనింగ్ అన్ని ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది. అయితే చెక్ దిస్. టెంపోరల్ లోబ్, టెంపోరల్ లోబ్ auditory area means you are receiving the sound, and association area, this light color, light yellow color association area means whatever sound you are receiving, you are understanding what you are receiving. అయితే important, note down Broca's area on the left side, that is production of speech. What muscles you have to move? Suppose if I want to say A, B, C, like I'm reading the letters of the alphabet. So to say A, what muscles you have to move? To say B, huh? Inana?
Skeletal muscles, ma'am.
Yeah, skeletal muscle only. So by moving your skeletal muscles, you can make a sound, speech. So left side only, note down, left side of the cerebrum, in the frontal region, left side of the cerebrum, in the frontal region, Broca's area, Broca's area. It is there in the diagram also. ఎక్కడ ఉంది? left frontal lobe. Right side లేదు నాన్న, left frontal lobe, Broca's area. Speech production means muscle movement, whatever sound you want to make. Aindara? Now here one more language related. Here this one, Wernicke's area, Wernicke's area, left temporal lobe, left temporal lobe. This left frontal lobe, Wernicke's area is left temporal lobe. What is this? Language comprehension. So I'm going to pose this diagram. Left temporal lobe, left and nano, careful. It is, these areas are not seen in the right side, only left side. Your speech capacity or language understanding. Suppose मैं हिंदी में बात करूंगी तो सब लोग समझ जाओगे?
Yes, ma'am.
सब लोग? Yeah,
Mm.
people.
A few people won't, ma'am.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maximum Hyderabadi people know Hindi. Kada? All of us.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. తెలుగులో చెప్తే కొంతమందికి అర్థమవుతుంది, అవుతుందా లేదా?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
అర్థమైందా?
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
నేను తెలుగులో మాట్లాడుతున్నాను, అర్థమవుతుందా?
Yes, ma'am.
If I speak in English, can you understand?
Yes,
Everybody
Yes,
can.
ma'am.
There are 3 languages you understood, you have received and you understood. So 3 different languages you understood what I am what I am communicating with you. So that language understanding area is Wernicke's area in the left temporal lobe. Direct question, additional information. Completed? I'll post the diagram to you today itself. Note, learn it. Now, cerebral white matter. Cortex అయిపోయింది. Now in the cerebrum, white matter. What brings it white color? Of course, ఇక్కడ నాకు white color అవకాశం లేదు కదా. Yes, this is white matter. What makes it white?
Myelin.
Yes. Medulla, we call that region as medulla. Gray matter name of cortex. White matter is medulla. With the myelinated axon tracts. Myelinated axon tracts. Yes, some of these tracts of cerebral hemispheres form corpus callosum. Completed. Some of these tracts form what?
Corpus callosum.
Corpus callosum. Now, majority of the cerebral related points completed. I thought a chinna important point. If Broca's area is damaged, ikkada undi Broca's area. If Broca's area is damaged, you can understand what is the opposite person communicating with you, but you can't speak in response to that person who is communicating with you. You can't respond. Then what happened? As it is motor speech area kada, non-fluent aphasia. You feel, but you can't bring exact words or exact sentence to communicate with the opposite person. You can understand what he is speaking to you, what he is communicating to you, but you can't respond in a proper way. So when Broca's area is damaged, it is called that disorder, that condition, defect is called non-fluent aphasia. If Wernicke's area is damaged, okay, you speak in a continuous, perfect, meaningful sentence only, but it is not exactly what they want to discuss with you. Like suppose here I am discussing with you about the brain and all. I'm not explaining anything related to any cinema or any other thing. Inana.
Yes, ma'am.
Like suppose if I'm going to discuss with my family members, to my son I want to communicate. Better bring some milk from the shop, grocery shop, I said. I don't want to say this thing to you, Sriman. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Of course, sentence is clear. Go to grocery shop and bring milk packet. Sentence will be clear, meaningful sentence. But it is not related to the person, opposite person. I should not say this thing to you, Sriman. Our communication is different. Am I correct or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So like that, it is a fluent. If it is damaged, it will be fluent only. A meaningful sentences only. But opposite person, whatever you are communicating, it's not
Is the
at
wrong
all
person.
not meant with that opposite person. So fluent aphasia. If Wernicke's area is damaged, Wernicke's area is damaged, it brings a defect called fluent aphasia. They speak fluent. They speak meaningful sentences, but not to the related person. They are not at all related to that opposite person. Damage to the Broca's area. Non-fluent aphasia. They understand. They understand the person what he is asking you, but in the proper way they can't respond because it is motor speech area. Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now next class we will continue with the next part. Already we are done this olfactory lobes, total points related to the cerebrum, and tomorrow we will discuss about diencephalon. Okay? E
Yes,
part.
ma'am.
E part. May I take extra class in the evening?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready to come?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
What time?
ma'am.
What time? What time?
5 to 6.
5 to 6. Ever goal check.
4 to 5.
4 to
4 to
Yeah,
5.
4 to 5. Any other class for you?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So 4 to 5. All of you add to my class.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. You
Thank you.
can leave now.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.